Hello everyone, welcome to the Buzz the Prey Manga. Today we continue the latest Global Freeze chapter, rewritten and edited by me in English for a smooth reading experience. All visuals and story flow are personally edited to give you the best manga style storytelling. Support the original creator by checking the official manga. So let's dive right into the today's chapter.
Hello friends, YouTube is not monetizing this channel. I need your support. Kindly subscribe to my new channel, link in the comments, so that I can continue adding global freeze stories. Thanks. Chapter 2485 The Team's Strength 1. The Zhurong people finally realized where this monstrous calamity came from. Everything was too abnormal and too shocking to them. Because, in their eyes, the 6 generations were the weakest race. Zhang Yi has wronged them in one way. They did not attack Huashu Kingdom without conducting any investigation. However, the investigation was conducted a little too early. If it were a year ago, Zhang Yi would have had an even greater headache facing them than facing the Wulwan Empire. After all, the Wulwan Empire was separated from them by a vast sea, while the Zhurong clan could directly control magma and destroy most of their cities. Moreover, in terms of individual destructive power alone, the Zhurong clan far surpasses the Wulwan clan. Unfortunately, they arrived too late. In just 1 year, the people of Huashu Kingdom have grown to a level of strength that is beyond their comprehension. No. To be precise, the strength of Zhang Yi's entire team has surpassed the comprehension of all humanity on Earth. In the very first minute of the battle, the unprepared Zhurong clan was subjected to a barrage of attacks by Zhang Yi's well-prepared army in the outer lava river area. With just super battleships and mechanical legions, the Zhurong clan suffered more than 100,000 deaths within a minute. However, once they realized what was happening, all the powerful members of the Zhurong clan appeared in the entire lava river region and joined the battle. A dozen or so Zhurong clan members of the Ypsilon level, clad in crimson-patterned giant armor, appeared. They roared from the opposite bank of the lava river, unleashing powerful and terrifying alien energy. The magma transformed into giant poisonous dragons thousands of meters long, which slammed into the mechanical legion. However, the rain was swallowed up by the supernatural shield walls that covered the front line as it fell into the air. The fire rain turned into white mist, which was then swallowed back by the heat valves and turned into fuel for their advance. Mechanical life form, a nemesis of superpowers, with a built-in anti-superpower shield. Every mechanical life form possesses captain-level strength in single combat. This is an outdated concept, but they would have no trouble dealing with Inhumans with a score of 9,000 or higher. Starting to slack off, Zhang Yi didn't make a move from beginning to end. He remained invisible, hovering in midair, coldly observing everything that happened on the battlefield. However, the core furnace of the demon god armor on his body had already begun to burn. The dark gold armor edges were as deep as night, and translucent red geometric rings emerged at both ends of the shoulder peaks, like a lurking red dragon. On the underside of the shell, tiny energy lines lit up instantly, forming a flowing cosmic map, with the sun, moon, and stars quietly rotating. He was waiting for a powerful member of the Zhurong clan to appear. 3 powerful knights from the Zhurong clan are each stationed in one of 3 important regions. The entire Zhurong kingdom is larger than the Jiangnan region. The reason for choosing to attack this place is because it is far away from the other 2 places. Reinforcements from other places will arrive in at least half an hour. So, do the White Knights here intend to watch their entire clansmen be killed and remain silent, or do they intend to come out and punish the invaders, thus giving Zhang Yi the opportunity to ambush and kill them? Zhang Yi smiled slightly. Everyone knew what was going on, but it was a matter of seeing who would lose their temper first. In any case, Zhang Yi possesses spatial abilities, allowing him to both attack and defend, making him inherently invincible. Although Zhang Yi was lurking in the shadows, the group of soldiers around him had already leaped past him, transforming into streaks of terrifying black light and shadow as they swooped down towards the earth. Zhang Yi's core team members are all clad in demonic armor. In its initial stage, The armor was made from the bodies of the 10 demon gods of the Songyuan clan who were killed. However, nowadays, thanks to technological upgrades, Lu Karen has completely cracked the Songyuan clan's technology. She tailored a set of demon god armor for each of Uncle Yu, Liang Yu, Zhou Kuer, and others. In terms of armor strength alone, it is comparable to the 10 demon gods of yesteryear. It can easily handle temperatures of a mere 1,000 degrees Celsius. After donning the demon god armor, Liang Yu and the others all achieved an average combat power of 30,000 plus. Uncle Yu was the first to land. This cyborg's massive body was as strong as a mountain. After officially entering the realm of Epsilon, his ability evolved into mountain-bearing. His semi-mechanical body means he doesn't need fancy abilities. All he needs is a strong physique. Now, he is truly someone who can support a corner of the world with his own hands and back. The alloy frame emitted a low whistling sound in the heat. Destroy. He slammed his fist into the ground, causing the ground thousands of meters in front of him to collapse. The lava exploded, and the waves were shattered in midair by the force of his fist, splashing into a rain of fire. With his other hand, he pulled, and 5 black chains shot out from his arm and back, piercing the shoulder blades of 5 Zhu Rong warriors, dragging them neatly back to his feet. Uncle Yu gave a low shout and stomped his foot, pulverizing the 5 soldiers and the rock beneath their feet into dust. Liang Yu followed closely behind. Her demon armor was crimson gold, with clean and crisp lines that perfectly hugged her figure, exuding elegance and a powerful aura. She didn't use any fancy long-range maneuvers, only the simplest close-quarters combat, showcasing the skills of a martial arts master to the fullest.
Clang.
A long, narrow, jet-black e-metal alloy sword was drawn from its sheath. The blade was long, narrow, and heavy. Carrying the precious sword Longming, she landed and calmly surveyed the surrounding Zhurong clan warriors who were eyeing her menacingly. They roared as thousands of Zhurong warriors surrounded her and charged towards her in a frenzy. Liang Yu's eyes were indifferent and ruthless. Strands of black martial arts master's energy burst forth from her body, forming black air currents that swirled around her body and wrapped around her dragon roar longsword. Suck. She took a deep breath. The oxygen capsule she had already swallowed was enough to sustain her for a long time in the underground world. The excellent oxygen concentration will allow her to reach her peak condition. Bring it on. As soon as she finished speaking, she vanished from her spot in a flash, wielding a long black sword. The next instant, she appeared hundreds of meters away, her long sword sweeping through the air as naturally as a breeze. More than 60 Zhurong warriors, clad in heavy rock armor, were cleanly sliced in two. As the blade passed, if the hot knife were cutting butter, Liang Yu didn't even feel much hesitation in her movements. Aren't there any slightly stronger opponents? They are far too weak. No, she said softly, looking at the knife in her hand. It's me and all of us who have become too strong in the past year. Each time her figure disappeared and reappeared, she left a thin, almost invisible white line in the air, a small vacuum trail created by friction at extreme speeds. A white line pierced through the air, and the heads of several Zhurong warriors slid off quietly. Only in the next instant did their bodies realize they had lost their balance and collapse with a crash. Within 10 steps, she single-handedly dismantled a 100-person team as neatly as cutting paper. Chapter 2480, 6. The Team Strength, 2. Fatty Sue tapped the belly armor of the demon god armor. Wow, it's so cool. Right now, I feel like I've become the second generation of chaos. I'll secretly cosplay as prisoner. No one'll know, right? Hee hee. Although he is far inferior to Zhang Yi in terms of looks, temperament, and physique. However, once he puts on the armor, you can't see his face and physique, so the difference between him and Zhang Yi doesn't seem so big anymore. Fatty Sue used the jet system to land quickly, stopping in a city area. The scorching lava beneath his feet did not damage the demon god armor in the slightest. Ah! The warriors of the Zhurong clan roared and charged forward. Fatty Sue raised his chin and said, "Come on, all of you. What do I, the second generation of chaos, have to fear? The energy patterns on his armor lit up as the core furnace was activated. Eternity, freeze. Freeze them all. Don't let them leave. Fatty Sue roared, and ice attribute alien energy burst forth from his body. A halo of icy blue light rippled out from his body, and wherever it passed, the boiling point of the lava was forcibly lowered. Large areas of lava froze and turned into black stone. Even a sea of magma would be frozen in the face of an ice-type superhuman with an ability index of 30,000. Fatty Sue stretched out his arm, and a storm of icy blue energy shot out from his palm. Blizzard. The icy storm swept across the land in all directions, blooming into one huge, ice-blue lotus after another. The Zhurong warriors who surrounded them were instantly frozen, and then exploded. Bang! 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 The frozen body stiffened, and was then detonated, like thousands of flowers blooming in reverse in a sea of fire. I'm really awesome. Fatty Sue was very pleased with his masterpiece. Alas, it's a pity I became stronger a little too late. If it had been 2 years earlier, Prison Master would have been calling me Prison Master. Su Pengzi is no longer fat, though he still has some baby fat on his face. After several years of training by Zhang Yi and Uncle Yu, his physical fitness and combat ability are now on par with others. With a clenched fist in the air, his icy blue supernatural power swiftly condensed into a 9-toothed rake. Su Pengzi, codenamed Martial Tianprim, took a deep breath and leaped forward. In an instant, the temperature within a radius of tens of kilometers of this enormous lava city plummeted. Numerous lava lakes turned into rocky terrain. Almost all the Zhurong clan warriors within this area, including some white chariot-level superhumans, were instantly frozen into ice sculptures. Not far from Fatty Sue, Li Yangyang landed gently, her black hair being tossed by the hot wind. Her demon armor was slender and elegant, with light patterns pulsating quietly on her chest. Seeing Su Pengzi's domineering aura, a look of infatuation flashed in her eyes. Although the demon armor concealed his round face, beard, and white socks, it still couldn't hide his otherworldly aura. I'm a member of the Tianhai team now. It was Chunlei who gave me this opportunity, and Zhang Yi who trusted me. I will definitely not let them down. She looked at the powerful armor that fit her perfectly. With it, her combat power would increase by at least 5,000 points. Truly terrifying. This is all for a better future for us all. After she finished speaking, 2 completely different lights flashed in her eyes. His left eye was as red as the blazing sun, and his right eye was as light blue as the bright moon. Bluebird Ali Yangyang, with the ability Avatar, can gain different abilities by summoning gods. After being promoted to Epsilon, her abilities were truly revealed. Change, Yin, and Yang are the essence of her abilities. She is also one of the few extraordinary individuals in the Huashu Kingdom who possesses 2 completely opposite attributes, Yin and Yang. Moon, sun. She spoke softly, and her body twisted strangely from the middle, then split into 2 different bodies. A strong, masculine man and a delicate, feminine woman. The Moon Star Lord and the Sun Star Lord. 1 mind, 2 bodies. Li Yangyang, a man, held a blazing flame in his palm, his power greatly amplified above the sea of lava. Behind the female figure Li Yangyang floats a cool, bright moon. Her power is restricted, but she can provide the Sun Star Lord with power amplification and healing abilities. Between the 2 bodies, an invisible chain intertwined, like the curves of a yin-yang symbol dividing the sun. The Sun Star Lord held up a giant fireball, hovering high in the air, with magma and fire from the surrounding earth constantly flowing into it, making it grow even larger. From the size of a basketball, it quickly grew to a diameter of 10 meters, then 100 meters, 1,000 meters, 10,000 meters. The sun shines brightly. The moment the enormous fireball crashed down, the heat it contained far exceeded the limits that the Zhurong clan could withstand. Even their skin, which was harder than rock, instantly cracked and burst open. Boom. The entire city fell into a deathly silence. Hua Hua leaped up from Zhang Yi's feet. This mutated tabby cat was dressed in a tiny demon god outfit, and the nanoblade at the end of its tail resembled a silver crescent moon. The black tabby cat grew taller in the wind, hundreds of meters, 200 meters. It instantly transformed into its biao form, with two black iron tails growing from its back. Its armor was also specially designed to protect the main parts of its body. The behemoth crashed down. Possessing the most terrifying physique in the entire Zhang Yi team, it didn't bother with any fancy superpowers. With a roar, the oppressive aura of the King of Beasts swept in all directions. All the Zhu Rong clansmen who were stunned by the beast's roar fainted from weakness, while those who were stronger were stiff and unable to move at all. Hua Hua landed in front of an Ypsilon-class Zhu Rong warrior, lowered her head, and meowed. The next instant, the warrior's head was bitten off and swallowed whole, leaving him no chance to resist. Hua Hua licked its paws contentedly, then leaped to pounce on its next prey. With each powerful member of the Zhu Rong clan it devoured, the patterns on its body grew even brighter. It toyed with those Zhu Rong warriors more easily than a cat catching a mouse. All weapons struck its body, but could not penetrate the demon's armor. Even if they could break through the first layer of defense, they could not pierce its thick and hard fur. Zhang Yi's core team members all demonstrated unparalleled fighting prowess. This made Deng Shintong and Bailey Chongqing's shadow troops eager to try their hand at it. Deng Shintong was wearing the Tianhai battle armor, a level 3 battle armor in Tianhai City. Although it was far inferior to Zhang Yi's Termination Demon God armor and the ordinary Demon God armor of Uncle Yu and others, it was still made of e-metal. The drawback is that they don't have a high-level energy source to supply the core furnace. However, when used in combat, it can also greatly enhance the attack and defense capabilities of the Shadow Squad. We can't just watch them build up their military achievements here while we can only look on with envy, can we? Deng Shintong smiled slightly, his right hand already gripping the western sword decorated with broom flowers at his waist. Shadow Squad, all troops, launch an attack. Chapter 2487 The Team Strength 3. The moment the Shadow Squad launched their attack, it was as if a second curtain had been drawn back over the battlefield. Deng Shintong raised his right palm, his 5 fingers slowly closing to grip the sword Griffith at his waist. His long hair turned silver-white, and a holy radiance suddenly burst forth from him, as dazzling as the sun in the sky. The Great Sumeru Illusionary Realm. An invisible dome of holy light spread from above his head, like a white lotus quietly blooming. Within a 10-kilometer radius of him, all the light of everyone was robbed by him. The fiery city was replaced by a white, ethereal light, and the pupils of the Zhurong warriors simultaneously lost focus. Although the flames were still churning and the lava was still flowing, everyone felt as if they were enveloped in a pure white space, unable to see even the most dazzling firelight. Light, I rule. Deng Shintong drew his sword. The moment Griffith drew his long sword, the cold light did not scatter in all directions. Instead, it condensed into a series of extremely regular geometric surfaces, hovering in midair like slanted crystal prisms. They densely occupied the airspace in all directions. He stepped into the void, his entire body silently moving between prisms, his trajectory as clean as a line drawn with a ruler. With each sidestep and each wrist lift, for intersecting white starlight bursts forth from the tip of the sword, etched by the heavens. Where the starlight fell, warriors of the Zhurong clan were neatly cut with symmetrical incisions in all 4 directions, their cores being smoothed out by the intersection of the incision lines before they could even beat. 4 pointed stars kept exploding in the area shrouded in white light. Deng Shintong became the only one who could see everything clearly, reaping the lives of everyone at lightning speed. Within a short distance, the speed at which it moves using the etching of the heavens is comparable to Zhang Yi's space travel. The exploding 4-pointed star became a life-reaping machine for the warriors of the Zhurong clan. Over the past 6 months, his abilities have improved rapidly. This is not only due to Zhang Yi's strong support, but also because their Deng's Technologies embryo laboratory has contributed greatly to his growth. He has changed. He is no longer the arrogant young nobleman he once was. Although still proud, he is no longer conceited, but has instead developed a kingly aura. The firelight on the city streets flickered in and out of the darkness. Only the four-pointed star he had carved lit up for a moment, as if the stars in the sky had been moved down to earth to mark Beth. 10 steps, 20 steps, 100 steps. He made a series of moves within the array of prisms, sculpting the lava city into a silent funeral print. The warriors of the Zhurong clan, who had lost their sight, could not see each other, nor did they know where the enemy was. By the time they realized the impending death, they were already dead. On the other side, Bailey Chongqing was like a battering ram that had been awakened. He hoisted the metal pulse hammer onto his shoulder, causing the rocky ground beneath his feet to sink slightly. This is my first time stepping onto the battlefield since becoming Epsilon. Bailey Chongqing took a deep breath. Behind him, a large mechanical army was slaughtering, while he faced alone an army of more than 3,000 men from Zhurong. I want to prove to His Majesty that the resources and effort he has spent on me have absolutely not been wasted. Come, let the slaughter begin. Bailey Chongqing issued combat orders to the Tianhai Battle Armor's intelligence system. The next moment, the energy bar inside the chest armor filled up one by one, and the huge pulse hammer in his hand instantly rippled with thick crimson light. He didn't make any fancy moves. He simply lowered his waist, swung his arms, and stepped forward. The simplest of strikes carried unparalleled power as he smashed into the roaring, charging army of the Zhurong clan. Roar, roar, roar. The warriors of the Zhurong tribe had bloodshot eyes. In an instant, seeing their homeland destroyed and their people crushed like ants, anger filled their minds. What they wanted to do was kill the enemy, even at the cost of their own lives. The warriors of Zhurong attacked from all directions, and the brilliance of various weapons and storms of supernatural flames swept in. Bailey Chongqing remained as steadfast as ever, fighting alongside his comrades in the Black Robe Squad in Tianhai City, unmoved by the tides. He simply spun the pulse-powered hammer in his hand slowly, raised it high, and then slammed it down onto the ground in front of him. Boom! His bulging muscles unleashed terrifying power, instantly shattering the ground within a circular area centered on him. Terrifying shockwaves rippled outwards, striking all the attacking Zhurong clan warriors. The first hammer blow caused the entire city to collapse, buildings to crumble, and many Zhurong warriors couldn't even withstand the hammer's force. Their bodies shattered, and they died instantly. With the second blow, the rock wall, tens of meters thick, collapsed one after another, leveling the entire city. Many members of the Zhurong tribe were either killed by the shock or crushed to death by the buildings. The third blow sent the elite Zhurong clan at the forefront flying hundreds of meters into the air, along with the ground beneath their feet, before slamming them back down with even greater force. With each strike, the earth let out a painful, muffled roar, like an ancient behemoth coughing up blood from its chest. Even though he is only the third-tier fighter in Zhang Yi's team, Bailey Chongqing's overall combat strength has already reached the level of the Black Chariot. To the ordinary people and the army of the Zhurong clan, he was a demon godlike being. Brothers, wipe out these bastards. Ha ha ha. Bailey Chongqing stood on the ruins, carrying a heavy hammer. He had killed thousands of enemies in one fell swoop, and his heart was filled with boundless pride. Inspired by the two captains of the Shadow Squad, the other Shadow Warriors were also eager to try. We can't fall behind. After all these years of training, we have to show our worth. Come on, let's fight. Xiao Honglian walked towards the scorching fire wind, licking her lips, her eyes filled with killing intent and excited fighting spirit. Instead of making a move, she went to a rushing river of lava. The next moment, she actually raised her slender neck and opened her mouth to inhale the lava river in front of her. The lava from the entire side river rose from the riverbed like an inverted waterfall, flowing into her throat. She swallowed the boundless red light into her body, and bright magma patterns immediately appeared between her armor and skin, circling her arms, collarbone, and waist, like divine patterns carved into her flesh by blazing flames. From the infernal furnace to the evolved ability, infernal reincarnation, Xiao Honglian is a fire lover who can unleash astonishing combat power by consuming flames and energy. In the land of Zhurong, her power was amplified many times over. After absorbing a large amount of magma from the Earth's core, her entire body was filled with white heat, as if it were about to explode. Now, let me use my flames to burn away the lava of Zhurong. A high-ranking officer, a Zhurong warrior with a supernatural ability index of 13,000, shouted in panic. War doesn't break out suddenly. Considering that just a few hours earlier, a group of elite warriors from the Zhurong clan had marched onto land, he naturally thought of this possibility.